From Abuja, the nation's capital, this is Matters Arising, coming to you live from the studio of KAFTAN Television. Matters Arising is the flagship talk show of KAFTAN Television that features in-depth discussions and analysis of topical and trending national and international issues by our team of seasoned broadcast journalists. I am Okechukwu Onubogu saying thank you for coming today.
My name is Dayo, Omoogun. You're welcome to the program.
I remain Oriri Richard. Good evening.
We welcome you to today's show, which promises to be engaging, incisive, and interactive. You can also be part of the conversation by calling our phone number, which will be displayed on your screen in the course of the show. Gentlemen, these days, the price of everything goes high. Just before you know it, it's not what you see today that you see tomorrow. And so, for someone that goes to the canteen or an eatery to eat, going with the mind of what he ate yesterday, and he gets there today to eat only to be told that the price of the food has, if not doubled, if not tripled, that it has doubled. And he had the money that he spent the previous day, and maybe he has a suit like me. What do you expect him to do?
Of course, after eating the meal, or once the meal is served, and he doesn't have sufficient cash to pay, you can be sure that he gets an automatic job as a dishwasher.
Dishwasher.
Maybe a 24 hours job.
For some hours to be able to cover for the loss.
Exactly.
For the difference, rather.
You really need to ask every single time you go to a restaurant, how much is it today? It's very important.
It's very important.
Very important. I almost got embarrassed by that kind of situation. But let's hear Richard.
Yeah, it's very, very important because like 2 days ago, I had that I was almost embarrassed, if not that I was equipped somehow.
Yes.
Somehow. I went with some of my friends who came visiting, and not all the time that my wife had time to cook.
Yes.
And there's one restaurant close to my house that I used to take my guests to. And the plate of food there, normally 2,500 naira, but when we went, 3 of them, after eating, when I requested for the bill, in fact, what I saw was something else. 19,000 plus.
only. I hope it's only.
They will add only, of course.
They will equally write only.
19,000.
Inwardly, I was shocked.
You cringed.
I was shocked. I say,
Instead of 10,500.
But in any case,
exactly.
I just have to bring out my ATM and make the payment and go silently in pain.
In pain.
Well, that is the way it is in our country today. So whatever you do, find out. Ask questions. Don't assume. Many things are no longer the way they used to be. In actual fact, many things are no longer the way they were the previous day. So let's know that this is the way things are right now. Oh, well, before we introduce our topic of discussion today, let's join Sifon Omo for a quick roundup of events and happenings in the polity.
Business activities have returned to normal in many parts of the country on Tuesday as the End Bad Governance protesters stayed away from their usual venues. In Ojota in Lagos State, protesters failed to turn up as expected, but a heavy presence of security agencies was seen on ground. In Abuja, the nation's capital, only a few persons were sighted around the vicinity of the MKO Abiola Stadium, the venue of the protest in the FCT. Kaduna, Kano, Plateau and some other states in the northern part of the country had earlier declared curfews to curb the rising cases of violence that have marred the protest. Meanwhile, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has urged the End Bad Governance protesters in Nigeria to heed President Bola Tinubu's call for dialogue. The commission said it deeply regrets reports of violence in the course of the protests and the unfortunate death of some protesters, as well as alleged looting and destruction of public and private properties. The regional bloc said it welcomed the address by President Bola Tinubu and urged all stakeholders to embrace inclusive dialogue for the resolution of all grievances and for the preservation of peace and security in Nigeria and the region at large. The Nigerian Immigration Services has placed sponsors of nationwide End Bad Governance protests on its watch list. Comptroller General of the service, Kemi Nandap, who disclosed this at Defense Headquarters in Abuja on Tuesday, said these persons who are in the diaspora would be arrested immediately they step their legs on Nigerian soil. She spoke shortly after a strategic meeting convened by the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa. The immigration boss said any attempt by those on the watch list to come into the country will be monitored and they will be picked up and handed to appropriate authority. The Nigerian police in Kano State has announced the arrest of foreign nationals suspected to be the sponsors of protests with the Russian flag spotted in some parts of the country. The state's police commissioner, Salman Garba, disclosed this after a security meeting with the Kano State Governor, Abba Yusuf, on Tuesday. According to him, the police and other security agencies will clamp down on anyone trying to tamper with the security of the state. He also announced further relaxation of the curfew from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. That is all on the news roundup. I am Siphon Omo.
Please, you add something.
Yeah. Welcome back. And thanks to C4 for bringing us up to speed with the news making the headlines. And now, to our topic of discussion tonight, which is still on the nationwide protest. Today is day 6 of the hashtag End Bad Governance protest called by Nigerians to speak out against hunger and the economic hardship that citizens have been battling with in recent time. Many states in the country seem to be calm today as business activities are gradually returning to normalcy, with public and private offices opening for minimal operations. Despite the positive outlook, many people are still skeptical about the situation and have chosen to stay indoors for the moment. The federal government has been working round the clock with the nation's security agencies to arrest the situation, especially as it pertains to the violence and looting witnessed in the course of the protest. Many prominent Nigerians, though not satisfied with government's response to the protest so far, have called for caution, urging protesters to take advantage of the president's call for dialogue. The government has also said that those who have been waving the Russian flag during the protests are committing treason. This comes as the police in Kano claims that it has arrested some foreign nationals who it suspects are sponsoring the use of Russian flags by some protesters. It's unclear whether the protest will continue till day 10 or whether the protest leaders will opt for dialogue. Time, they say, will tell. Gentlemen, how do we see it?
Well, I think that day 6 compared to day 1, there's a huge difference. It has really, the tempo has gone very low. And I think that if I was one of the organizers, I'd ask that we sit back and re-strategize, call off this current action, and see whether we can live to fight another day.
Yeah, Adakole happens to be one of the people, a man known as Adakole. He used to, I think he used to be an aide to one of the governors then, one of the organizers of this program. And I heard him yesterday morning saying, I think it would be better for us to sheath our swords for now, see if we could meet the president and have a discussion with him, have a dialogue with him. If we give him 3-4 days and he doesn't respond to us effectively, we'll return. So maybe that's what they have started doing right now.
But 3-4 days is too short.
Isn't it?
There's a whole lot that is involved in planning that kind of action. Resources, strategies, reaching out to people who will lead the local actions from the various points across the nation and all that. So it's not something you can quickly return back to. But I think it makes sense to sit back now and say, okay, guys, let's
find out.
Yes.
Okay. Richard?
Day 6, day 2, day 3, or day 4, day 5. from the beginning, I made my point so clear that this protest was not in line with what Nigerians wanted, because I said that in this because one, the protest in the first instance, if you look at what has happened now, you see that it was engulfed by corruption, and too many of the organizers of the protesters, it looks as if they wanted something from government, and that is why they want to shake the government. And if you look at it again from another angle, you will see no matter what you are doing concerning local arrangement of your politics, even if you have plan to protest, the plan should be directed towards reshaping the political landscape of your country, or reshaping the economic landscape of your country. That is national interest. And you have it at the back of your mind that this protest you are going to embark on will change the face of things for better in your country. But from the beginning, there wasn't anything clearly defined to that line, to that direction. And what we are seeing today is the result of what we saw before time, that it was very necessary and very important we shelve the idea of protesting, then take the protest from another direction. And which I think all over the world, if you look at what is happening globally today, you will see the protests in UK. There was protest, and that was what has changed the government in UK. In South Africa, there was protest. They took their protest to the poll and almost changed the government. And in France too, it's almost happening too.
Yes.
And so like what is happening in Venezuela now. What is happening in Venezuela now? So that is protest that change the political landscape of a country. No protest that somebody will come on national television to say one. I will even blame some national televisions by giving some of these miscreants who are projecting themselves as the protesters, the organizers of this protest, because they are out to make money out of this thing, and allowing poor Nigerians who don't even know the direction of these protesters, organizers, to die innocently. That's my anger.
Yes, okay. Richard, I think I would say that
that's my anger.
I wish that you will not refer to those organizers as miscreants, because they have come out openly to be seen.
Some of them anyway, yeah. Some of them anyway, not all of them,
yes,
some of them anyway, not all of them. And
yes.
If that is,
but the thing is that the
if that is too harsh,
yes.
if that is too hard, then I withdraw that statement. But some were not too nationalistic in color.
Okay.
Richard, I think I would want to come in here, and I disagree entirely with your stand, because when it comes to food and food security, that's a matter of national interest, and the primary focus of the End Bad Governance protests was articulated around hunger. And so if majority of the people, I mean, we just talked about how you go to a restaurant today and food selling for, that's what happened to me. It was selling for 1,000 the last time I went, and then I ate confidently, believing I was going to pay 1,000 naira, only for them to bring a bill of 1,750. So now, so if people who used to buy rice for 1,000 per mudu, who used to buy beans for maybe 600 naira per mudu, now have to buy at 3,400, while wages are still constant, or maybe right now because of the minimum wage, maybe some minimal increase, then I think that it is not, you don't need a politician to come motivate you on such a matter. You know, the hunger they tell now, belle de ache, and once belle don't complain, I mean, you are not together as a human being. So I think that we should actually look at it and rationalize it along the lines of what the organizers actually put out there. Politicians, like the politicians in government, will always want to say that such a thing is being championed by opposition,
by their opponents.
Yeah, by their opponents, and many times it's not true. And I do not also subscribe to the idea that a protest must necessarily change a government. I do not think that that is correct.
No, I did not say it should change the government.
Okay.
A protest that will change the political landscape. If you what you are saying is not in order to you as a citizen, then you can ventilate your grievances in many ways. No protest. That's what even the current administration now, the current government of APC, right from President Muhammadu Buhari, was on the platform of protest.
Exactly.
But AC, Lagos, the party that Tinubu was governor of ACN, and Buhari's political party, and some other aggrieved PDP members like Atiku, former Senate President Bukola Saraki, they came together to protest it through the ballot. And they took over power in 2015.
Through the ballot.
Yes, and they protested in 2015 and brought Buhari to power. It was the arrangement of that protest that brought about this APC today we see. APC is in power as a result of protest. And if you go to UK, just like I rightly stated, if you go to United Kingdom today, it was protest they took to the ballot and the government was changed. They changed the government. And again, if you look at what happened in South Africa, protest almost took over government in South Africa. But in Nigeria, we cannot continue this idea of going to the street to demonstrate, just like Fela Anikulapo Pokuti did in his days, just like Femi Ganifawemi did in his days. Those things can't help us any longer in this part of the world. Now the poor Nigeria, small, those illiterate ones, they are the ones that have died. Those who planned this protest, none of them was seen being halted anywhere. These children that they pushed to the street, writing the different inscription on the placard given to them that they don't even know the meaning of what they are carrying, they're the one dying. Which was what I, from the beginning, stood on my ground that it shouldn't happen. Now they have died. We can't wake them up.
Rich, the fact is that for the people that brought children in, I think that was a mistake on their part, because this is not a children's affair. Let me use that kind of word. It's not a child play. It's supposed to be what adults and people who.
That's why from the beginning I called the protest faceless. That the organizers of the protest were faceless. If you go to advanced countries of the world where they are carrying out protests, you see the organizers openly. You see them openly, and they will be on the street with these protesters.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, I was on the street on Friday, and I did see somebody like Dayo, who is one of the protest leaders. I actually even interviewed him. We have the clip in-house. So, I saw there was a barrister Okere, and there were a number of persons like that. So, I do not think that they were faceless. But true, maybe...
The Dayo that you are talking about had been... That is, I can say, almost everyone now, we know their profession. That is his office.
What is their profession?
No, that is Dayo. Protest is his profession, is his field. Yeah, that's where he fled from.
No, there's something like activism. Isn't there something called activism?
Which result has he gotten since he started protest? His own protest is geared towards bringing nation down. Yes, his protest is geared towards bringing nation down. He has not achieved one thing in his protest before.
We would want to encourage the viewers to also call to be part of the program, as the phone numbers will be already relayed there, shown on on your screen, so that they could be part of what goes on. In actual fact, one person is already calling, so let's find out what he's saying and what is his bit of it. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. What's your name and where you're calling from, please?
Okay. My name is Saliu Danjuma, calling from Katsina.
Saliu.
Saliu.
Saliu. Okay, Saliu, yes.
Yes. Good evening to your guest here.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
To you.
Good evening.
Okay. Please, just like your guest rightly said earlier, even from beginning, those of us that were calling for this protest, none of them were part of this protest. Now look at the outcome that is coming up. Those people that are behind, like this protest now is faced, we are not saying that protest should not take place. But when you now see sign of this protest is being hijacked, now look at the damages it has caused across the whole nation. It has caused a lot of damage to the even I know that everybody is hungry. Everybody is hungry in Nigeria.
Yes.
But there are ways that things need to be managed. Like the lawyer, the Adegbore, I don't know, I think he's a lawyer, an activist, and the people like Sowore and the other guy, Adinyoju. Now they call for this what's it called? This protest across the nation. But at the end of it, none of them were seen in front of this protest. They didn't leave any of these protests. Now innocent people died, criminals hijacked this protest. At the end of the day, look at where we are today. But also the president should also like, to me, the problem I'm having with this government is hate. It's hate, the appointees that is having. Now, in the Tinubu government now, currently, you cannot name more than 3 ministers that people will be aware of. You cannot name more than 3 ministers in his government that are working. The remaining ones, they are silent. And now that the Tinubu is receiving this seat, none of them is coming out to even defend him. None of them, you cannot see any of this hate. Rather, you will see them on social media living in a flamboyant life, rather than coming out and defend this man's policy. They are the one killing this guy. My advice to Tinubu is he should be very careful with people like Akpabio. They are one of the people that are running his government that he doesn't know. Akpabio are one of the people that are giving his government problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for sticking to your time. God bless you. That's
very salient response.
But I'd like to correct one point here, because I personally spoke with Deji Adeyanju.
I wanted to mention that too.
I'm sure you saw it.
Yes, I saw him.
You saw me.
I saw you interviewing him.
Exactly. So he was there.
Deji
I may not be able
there,
to cover and see every other person, but I can say specifically that I saw Deji Adeyanju.
Okay.
Yeah.
The issue of Deji.
Just a minute. Let me just pick another fellow here. Hello. Please, I think the fellow will need to call again.
Hello?
Yes. Yes. You are still going the wrong way. Please, let's continue with others and let it be. And
I think he's actually speaking one Yoruba dialect,
okay,
which I can't handle.
And as a result of the fact that we cannot get what you're saying, sir, you will let us be, because well, thank God there's another one that is coming in. I think that one is ended now. Hello?
It's not ended.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good evening.
So,
please, your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, I'm David from Oshobo.
David from Oshobo. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can see that the whole protest, it is normal when you see protests going on with the environment of people that are not really literate. It's sometimes linked to the hijack. But my problem is when the government has said that the protest is to the hijack, what did they do? The only reason they refuse to come up and address the public. And the protest is supposed to have ended since 2 days of the protest. But when the president came out to give his speech, he never addressed any of the demands, which led to more of the damages we are seeing today. So my take is, anytime people are coming out to protest or to showcase their grievance, the government should be able to come on time to handle the situation before it gets out of hands.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks a lot, David. Thank you. David, that's part of the things you said.
David spoke my mind on the side of President not reacting to the minds of Nigerians.
From the very
and that again take me back to the previous caller before David, and who said that the handlers of President Tinubu are his problem. And that was seen from his speech. Even before the protest, they were complaining that Tinubu would have come to address Nigerians.
Yes, and
now why is he silent? What I told everybody on this channel that maybe the man is a diplomat, He has seen that possibly if he should come out to address the nation now, maybe what he will say will aggravate the issue.
Yes.
And they will misinterpret. Different interpretation will come into what he would tell Nigerians. And I saw that in his address to the nation. The writer of that address, in fact, that person need to be sacked. The writer of that address need to be sacked, because it was as if it was technically arranged to bring down this government.
Hello. Yes, this is Matters Arising on KAFTAN TV. Please, your name and where you're calling from. Good evening.
My name is Chiamaka. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Chiamaka.
Yes.
Okay.
Calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay. Go on, make your points, please.
Okay, of the truth, I love what you people are doing, and I love what you're saying.
Thank you.
I have listened to many callers, but of the truth, you guys know that nobody is happy in this country. They are hungry in this country. Now, I am one of the protesters, which I will not tell you people lie. I'm on the street on that day. If you think it is, am I happy being in the street? No, because I am hungry. My family is hungry.
Yes.
Everybody around me is hungry. Now, that man on that red cap, sorry sir, I want to disagree with all you've been saying, chanting the protest, but I'll leave that for another day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chiamaka.
Can I come in quickly?
Yes, please do.
And now, you know, I do not think that it is right for anybody to hold brief for President Tinubu concerning that speech. Speeches are written based on inputs from the principal.
Just for you, let us hear this one, please. Hello. This is KAFTAN Television. Matters Arising. Hello, your name and where you're calling from? Calling from Kogi State, but I didn't hear your name.
From Kogi State.
Okay, just go ahead. Go on. I get the network is not quite okay, but go ahead. Let's see if we can pick something from you. Sorry, please. Sorry, please. We can't get you because of the network.
No, you have no cutting.
And we'll need to let you be, unless you call again. Please call back so that we know whether it could be better. Eh? Thank you. Okay, thank you.
So
and someone else is here. Hello?
There, okay.
Hello? Okay, let's go.
So, like I was saying. Okay.
Okay.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Matters Arising on KAFTAN TV.
Yes, calling from Abuja.
Yeah, what's your name?
I'm Mrs. Praise.
Mrs. Praise, go ahead.
Mrs. Praise, Grace.
Mrs. Okay, Faith Grace, okay.
I want to talk about what that man was saying.
Which man?
The man on red cap.
Okay, what was he saying that you want to talk about?
Like me, outside. I was outside that day of the protest.
Okay.
So the protest, I was there. People are talking. People are complaining. That man is saying it in God's favor. If you go to the street and people are going through, so those people will not just go to the television and be saying all those sorts of things just for their own people. Okay. People are suffering. I didn't disagree with what he said. Even the speech that our president gave, is not encouraging at all. He didn't address what we expect him to address.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Faith.
People are really.
I know. We accept what you're saying. We'll follow it up. Yes.
In reaction to what she said,
in reaction
to what she said, because she directed it to me.
Yes.
Nobody in Nigeria that will say there's no hunger in the land. So much hunger in the land. But the country is not ripe for this protest at this time. And you can see what has come out of the protest. Now, Russian flag was raised in Kano. It has brought a lot of attention to the European world. I said it on this platform earlier that Russia have interest in Nigeria. See Mali, see Niger, see Burkina Faso.
Hello, can we hear you?
They are under the control of Russia presently.
Okay, continue.
They are under the control of Russia presently. If you are looking at the internal arrangement, internal issue over this protest, you have to equally put into consideration foreign interests, and which is so high today in Africa. There is geopolitics, that is geopolitical order that is going on in the world, geoeconomics order that is going on in the world. Now they have all left us, the European colonial fathers, they have left us, but they have not left us totally. They are still struggling for control of this continent. And it is very glaring that Nigeria is allying with US, which Russia and China, they are not happy with. They want to take Nigeria. South Africa has joined BRICS nation. Nigeria have not joined BRICS. And they are not happy. They can do anything to bring this government that is tailoring towards US down and see how they will come in. So we don't want such. That we are free now. Nigeria, if there is crisis in this country, Niger cannot contain us. Mali cannot contain us. Even our neighboring country here, Cameroon, they can't contain us. They will not even accept us to be a refugee in their country. That we are living in peace is better. Protests can be done in many ways. As they are talking now, they are protesting. They are calling and making their grievances.
Please, let's see whether we can get this one, because the network has not been so good today. Hello? This is Matters Arising from KAFTAN TV. Please mention your name and where you're calling from. Hello? Okay, let's continue.
So
let's hear from you, Dayo.
Like I was saying before that, I say that, see, speeches are written based on the body language of the principal, on the inputs from the principal, on the general understanding of the personality of the principal. No speechwriter on this earth can just fashion out something and just put it on paper for the principal. Aside from that, once it is written, the principal has a responsibility to look at it before he reads it.
Yes.
And then we generally know that even though you may delegate authority, you cannot abdicate responsibility.
Yes.
So we need to be clear about this, that whatever President Tinubu read on that day, he has to own it.
He own it. He own it. But the writer must be questioned as well. The writer of that speech should be questioned. That is my point.
Let's listen to this.
That's why it was not professional.
Please put down the volume of your TV set and let's hear you and know where you're calling from. I can see here our discussion. Take down the volume of your TV set, yes, and let's hear you.
Okay, this is Mr. Endurance calling from Bayelsa.
Endurance from Bayelsa, go ahead.
As a young Nigerian, all I'm saying is that I'm so disappointed at the leaders of this country.
Yes.
They have gotten to the point that our leaders, we don't even know whether they have plan for our future. And it's a very shameful thing. Protest or no protest, like what he was saying, some Nigerians are carrying flags in northern parts protesting. What is the difference? If our leaders have something meaningful for us in this country, what is the need for all this crisis all about? So Nigerians are angry for a long waiting years. Whether we will see a little change from our leaders, we are not seeing it. So we are disappointed. If as president as he is a man who has a family, he cares for his home, he cares for his children, he plans for their future. What is wrong that our leaders in this country cannot plan for us? So I'm still saying that protest or no protest is a very big shame to Nigeria. If it is possible, Russia should come and take over. Whatever they want to happen should happen.
It is not
we
possible.
We are disappointed.
Please, it is not possible.
Our leaders have disappointed us.
It's okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Endurance from Bayelsa. But your name is Endurance. You should be thinking of how to endure.
I'm tired.
Okay. Let's continue from there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Richard.
Come to the center. Endurance has spoken so well, and they are all speaking from the perspective of the fact that every one of them, they are too pressed. They are pressed, and it's all over the country. It's all over the country, and the call for military takeover is not only in Nigeria anymore. Is, I can say, it's applicable to all African countries, even the entire global south, the entire developing and underdeveloped world. And that shows clearly that democracy that was exported to this side of the world by US has not done anything good, because democracy.
There's some balance there, Richard. You're providing some balance.
No, not issue of providing balance. I have been a balance analyst. What is there is that the main idea of democracy after the Second World War and the disintegration of the Soviet Union was for reconciliation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation of the world by US, and to bring about harmony, peace among every person in the world. And that was the essence of democracy. Is peace. And once you have democracy in your country and there's no peace, then there's no democracy. And that can only happen when you have bad governance. And in almost all African countries, it's bad governance. Look at Venezuela.
Can we just say something about this bad governance? Because when you say bad governance, what are the things you can see to now decide that this government or this governance is bad?
The indices, the indicators of good government, provision of essential amenities like electricity, energy, water, roads, things that will make life meaningful.
Basic infrastructure.
Basic infrastructures, and again,
participation of citizens.
You understand? You don't shrink information from the people.
Let me see if we can get this.
You don't shrink information from the people.
Hello, please. Yes, hello. Please do tune down the volume of your TV set. Then tell us where you are calling from and who you are, please. It's matters arising.
I'm calling from. Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm calling from Asaba.
Okay. What's your name?
Yes, I just want to add.
What's your name? What's your name?
I'm Jimmy.
Okay, Jimmy, please reduce the volume of your TV set, please. And go on.
Yeah, I just want to appreciate you guys. The guy on the red cap, to be candid, is a very straightforward man. That is the truth.
Yes.
He's saying things holistically, what is really happening. You see, this flag of Russia of a thing, you can't take it out from the north because it's a health state. And mind you, most of the states from the north are close to Niger Republic, are close to Chad. And Russia occupies those environments. So the northerners are so close to these people. I will shock you, in some border states in the north, they use the CFAs as the way they use the Naira. So they intertrade. So they know what is happening in Sahel and they know what is happening in Nigeria. That is my own take. And secondly, the speech our president gave to me was not a welcoming speech. I felt he would have thrown more light on the situation at hand.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Jimmy?
But his speech,
Yes,
his
please.
speech went contrary. I think he was in haste. He didn't really probably did a lot of consultation. Probably his advisors didn't do a lot of consultation before telling him what is happening. In fact, to me, I waited for his speech, and I never knew he was the one talking. I thought it was a major general or an army general talking. Because he was talking with all alacrity, with force. So I was looking at his shoulder if I'm going to see the rank of a general.
Okay. Well, we have had it, and
yeah. So what I want to appeal is that
yes,
he just came in. Let's be patient with him. I know President Tinubu is a very intelligent man. I know that very, very well. And I know he has a good plan for this country. But I want to use this medium to appeal to him that he should make things fast for the youth to see.
You should make sure while the sun shines.
Thank you. Okay. Now the protest is already depleting. Everybody is going back. So this a pendulum swing that he should do to put everything on check, so that by next year people will see that what all the whole thing he has focused will start coming to pass. Because if they didn't come to pass,
thank you so much, Jimmy. Back. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Please.
So that is my own advice, and
thank you so much. For calling.
Okay.
Bless you. Okay. Please keep listening. Keep watching. Well, you had a bit of it, and but I know that there are so many people that want to say one thing or the other here. I wonder what we will do. We will take this one, then we'll do some talking before we take another one. Hello. Hello. This is Matters Arising from KAFTAN TV. Yes. Please let's know who you are and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Hello.
I am calling from Port Harcourt.
What's your name?
My name is Mary from Port Harcourt.
Okay, Mary, make your point in 30 seconds, please.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah.
My speech is that we thank Mr. President. This strike, this protest would have ended a day or 2 days. But due to the broadcast he made on Sunday, it was as a sort of neglect to our protest. That was why this thing continued up to today. Please, Mr. President should readdress Nigerians again.
Okay.
We are not happy. We are angry. And the man on red cap, the man on red cap, he's talking to Nigerians as if he's a foreigner.
No, he's a Nigerian.
He's not a foreigner. He's a Nigerian. He knows what we are suffering. He knows what we are seeing. It's in Nigeria with us. Why is he calling the protest as a miscreant? In this red?
No, he has withdrawn that one now.
It's not good.
He's okay. Thank you so much. That's why you've been listening and you've been watching. But he withdrew that.
Nigerians, we are human beings. We are suffering. We are hungry.
It's okay. It's okay. Thank you so much.
300 naira. 1 cup of rice, 700.
It's not all the protesters that are miscreants. Majority of them are miscreants.
Thank you, Mary. Listen to him. Listen to him. No. Thank you so much, please. As he said, it's not all the protesters. Yes, go ahead.
It's not all the protesters that are miscreants.
Yes.
The miscreant ones are the ones going to vandalize government properties.
Yes, the criminals.
And every one of us, we saw what happened. They are the miscreants. There's no other adjective to use in describing them. So that one, she has even come to make me not to even withdraw that statement.
No, it's okay.
Most of them are not miscreants, and majority they are miscreants. And that is why I say from the beginning, I say these protests have no clear direction. If it has clear direction, the planners, the organizers of the protest, they will be open without being without you can't sit on the fence once you are taking issue that you think can change your nation. There's no family, no individual in this country that is not feeling the brunt of what is happening in the country, the economic crash that is in this country. No one that is not feeling it.
Now, I agree with you that.
But you cannot take your personal interest to be far above your national interest.
Yes.
And what we are talking now is national interest. My brother here, he said food security is a national interest. Yes.
Excuse me.
Security is not just when you are being attacked by a criminal or when assassination is being carried out or the community is being attacked. Security is in so many ways. Even in the health sector, we don't have security anymore. Even in your family now, your voice is not being held. Your voice is being shrinked. You can't talk. You even in school where you are afraid. That is insecurity. So there is so much insecurity in almost every aspect of our life.
Please, I want us
not just in Nigeria, but almost every part of Africa.
Let's take this one.
But there's another way to take the protest.
Hello, please. Hello, KAFTAN TV. Matters arising. Yes, please bring down the volume of your TV set. We can hear ourselves.
Hello.
Yes, please reduce the volume of your TV set. We can hear ourselves from your TV.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right.
Go ahead. Your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Tobis from Ebonyi State.
Tobis.
From Ebonyi State.
Okay.
How is Abakaleke?
Abakaleke is fine, sir.
Go ahead.
I'm very
just 1 minute.
For this matter arising. So the truth of the matter is that I don't even see the need that we should call that man a president.
Oh, please, watch your words, please. Please.
Yes, I have to say it, Oga.
Make your point first.
Not doing something as a leader of organization.
Okay.
Or as a leader of a as a duty of a president, is not doing it.
Okay.
Look at how the situation of the country is, and people are protesting for their right. And it's time to say that he should shift everything to the October. So we should be hungry till October now, so that we implement things.
Well, October is still a few months from now.
When he been as the president, did he went back and discuss with his parasitas before removing subsidy? And now he's telling us to leave protest from now to October so that you can be able to put things in order in country. No, we cannot leave all those things because it will be happening. And meanwhile, all their children of all these leaders, they are all in abroad. They are not suffering the way we are suffering. What you are passing through in this country, they are not passing through it.
Well, have you heard about the 40,000 naira bag of rice that we will be having soon?
The bag of rice in my state here is 90,000.
Well, we hope the 40,000 naira one will spread everywhere soon.
So it's very, very bad. Please, let's look into this.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toby. It will be looked into as we're going on. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Right. Dayo, please. Can we hear?
No, see, as far as I'm concerned,
excuse me,
I do not see. It depends on your definition of openness or opacity.
Excuse me.
Because when Richard says that they were not open, these are people who put their demands, a 10-point demand. I'm sure you are aware of that.
Yes, electricity tariff, return to what it used to be.
Minimum wage of 200 or 250,000.
Minimum wage,
new constitution. That's national interest. New constitution, and a few other things like that. So, and these had been in the media space, in the public space, for like a month.
Yes,
exactly. So what exactly is openness that is lacking in that? But you know, when you want to hang a dog, you give it a name. You say that it's been eating up your meat or it's been barking too much. What's the work of a dog if it does not bark? So I like to say that indeed that speech, first of all, is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's speech. The speech writer has no liability whatsoever as far as I'm concerned, because you can delegate authority, but you cannot abdicate responsibility.
Yes.
And going further, the content of that speech ought to pour water on the raging fire. But rather than do that, he came and inflamed passions the more, escalated tension. It's not fair. I mean, even in a family, we're fathers here.
Yes.
When there's crisis in your home, you look for how to douse the fire. You don't go and buy fuel and say, okay, now let's have some conflagration. I think it's so wrong. But I also know that they are all human beings. In his quiet moments also, he probably would have looked at it and said, maybe something could have been done differently.
Please, let me see if we can pick this caller and round off with that one. Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Matters arising, KAFTAN TV. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Nobleman. I'm calling from Kaduna.
From?
Kaduna.
Kaduna. Please, just in 1 minute.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Regards to your panelists.
Thank you.
I think what one of the panelists is saying regarding the protest is not very right for this moment. I think it's actually correct because it's a very in-depth mindset of a lot of people in Nigeria. But I want to look at it as a blessing in disguise. Because if not for the protest, we wouldn't have known that there are some people that have solidarity with the Russian government. So I see the protest as something that has exposed the mindset of some certain people.
Yes.
And I think that one was something that the government should look into. But be it as it may, we are all complaining about bad governance. But we are not looking at what is actually bringing us the bad governance. I think one of the major causes of bad governance in Nigeria is corruption. Because of the corruption that those people that are cartel in the oil sector, they continue doing what they are doing by exporting our crude outside and making money, milking the rest of us. So there are some very vital issues that we need to sit down at the country and deliberate upon. What are the process of our political recruitment to governance? We have to look at that. We will recruit the government officials, politicians that take over government in the country. It's not properly done. We have to look at those institutions that are consigned, giving us the kind of government that we have. Nobody is talking about INEC, the corruption in INEC in this country. Nobody is talking about it. Nobody is talking about police. Nobody is talking about other institutions, even the political parties. They don't go with manifestos. If the political party will go with manifestos, the president will not stand on the very day of inauguration and announce only him without consulting party members and officials of party, even the chairman of the party, before deciding to remove subsidies. So these are the things that we need to look into. Now we know that yes, people that are going to recruit into the aim of affairs that will govern this country, they will follow through process that will scrutinize them thoroughly and know their capability to be in government. If not, this problem will not resolve.
Yeah, thank you so much. Please, because of time, I need to let you be at this point. Please, Nobleman.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Nobleman. God bless you. Thank you for sticking to this time. And as I said, I will be concluding with that. That will be the last. Okay, this one seems to be insistent. Let's just see if we can. Well, let it be. Let it be. And let's see. There are certain things he mentioned which I would have loved us to talk about, but because it's.
Good evening, sir.
Hello. Good evening. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, fast in 30 seconds, please. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm calling from Ondo State, Mr. Umar from Ondo State.
Mr. Umar.
Umar from
Okay, Akure. Fast, yes. Please, 30 seconds.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Every one of us are blame the president. What of our governor? The president was giving them a lot of money. They are doing nothing with it. Look at the issue of 20 trailer of rice. What are they keeping the rice? I think at those 36 states are trying their best. All this situation will not be happen. We should try and talk to our God. We have Senate, we have press. Those who are contribute to this issue of this federal and Nigeria. I think things will not be like this.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's my contribution.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And that's the very last caller, please. These lines are still buzzing, but I will not look there again. Please, let's take your last words, because honestly, our time is no longer on our side, and we need to conclude for today. I would have loved to say something about these things, but since he has mentioned them, let it be at that. Yes.
All right. Well, I would want to appeal to all of us Nigerians that, well, this is our country. We don't have any other place that we can call our own. And so in the final analysis, peace is very critical to nation building.
Yes.
So as much as possible, even to the organizers, your message has been delivered. Your message has resonated across the country. I think that now it's time to go sit back and review what you have been able to achieve and then plan for the future.
Thank you, Dayo.
My own point is that clearly we have all seen that there's serious rise in political consciousness in Nigeria, and I want that to keep burning in their hearts, because without that we won't have good governance, and until we have that high level of political consciousness, we will not have the mindset to vote for the right people on the day of election. Protests should be channeled towards the proper channel, which is voting point.
Thank you so much.
Nigeria is our own country. If there's crisis in this country, we have no other country to run to.
Yes,
so we can dialogue anytime, any day, to ensure that we have peace in the country.
Thank you. This is how far we can go on our package tonight on Matters Arising. And we thank you, our esteemed viewer and vibrant callers, for making this program highly interactive. I want to mention Saliu, Danjuma, David, Chiamaka, Grace, Faith, Endurance, Jimmy, Mary, Tobit, and Nobleman, as well as Omar. Thank you so much. And many others who are still calling up till now, but we can't continue. I want to say, since the message has been passed, let's wait for response, a final response from the presidency. That's it. And Okechukwu Onubogu here saying, we thank you for being there.
Oriri Richard, keep watching KAFTAN television.
Dayo, Omoogun, keep the flag flying, Nigerian flag flying.
And as we say on KAFTAN TV, imagine
a beautiful country.
Thank you so much.